So guys, these will be my ingredients: one packet of biscuit, chocolate and milk. So this time I'm gonna use very less amount of milk and I'm gonna make it a little thicker than what I have already made previously. So take a grinder and grind it. So guys, it's well grounded and let's make a batter of it by adding milk. So now I'm gonna take half, 3/4 of a small teacup and I'm gonna blend it. To make it smooth, you just have to do whisking. So it's a little thick, so you can add more of milk. I am adding more to make it a little thin. So my batter has become much smoother than previously, and I guess it's ready to be baked. Now I'm preparing the container I want to bake in, and I have applied a little bit of ghee. You can use.
You can also add
butter
wheat
as
flour
well, oil
or
as
any
well.
sort of maida, and you can sprinkle it, all over it. Or maybe you can also use parchment paper or butter paper, because it will be very easy for you to take it out.
Since I'm making choco lava cake, so I'm gonna add 2 pieces of chocolate or maybe 3 pieces of chocolate. But since it's very thin, I hope it's gonna rise up in a good way. And let's add the chocolate.
Now, ideally, what exactly happens that you insert it and you just simply, put a layer of a batter on it, and so that it will be immersed almost in between the batter. But since I have less amount, so I'm gonna just, adjust it a little bit.
So I have covered it. They must be somewhere here. So I'm gonna put it in a cooker now, and I'm gonna bake it. Not in any. I do not have an oven or I do not have a microwave. So I'm gonna put it in cooker, pressure cooker, without closing the lid. Just you have to place the lid. You don't have to seal it or you don't have to lock it. So I'm gonna use this pressure cooker, and now I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt and then some stand where I can put the container. Okay. So you can preheat a bit, or maybe you can simply put. I'm using this small bowl and I'll put it upside down so that I can place my container on it, and it will be easier for me to remove it as well. And so this is how I'm gonna place it, and you just have to cover the lid. Okay, since I have this one, so you don't have to lock it. You can simply simply put it, and you just have to keep a check of it that after 5-10 minutes that how much it is baking. And yes, to remove the whistle, so that even if there is a chance of steam, so it does not pop out, so you can simply remove it and you can keep it aside and just let it bake. Let's see if it works or not for me. So it's been I think 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. So it has started baking. The corners of the cake have started solidifying. So let's wait for another few minutes. Probably after 5 minutes I'll again check it. So after 15 minutes it looks like this. So we can test. So if it does not stick, that means it has baked completely. So we can take it out and we can let it cool.
So guys, this is how it looks, and it is terribly hot, and I hope the chocolates has melt inside it and still we can have it. And here are some tips that I would like to share with my experience. First, choose a container appropriately. So I chose a container because since I did not have one, I'm really happy with the result, because it did not give it a plain base. It actually gave it a pattern, embossed sort of pattern, so it will be easier for me to design if I want to. Second, next time always use baking powder, baking soda, even if you are using biscuits, because it's not gonna puff it. So this is the reason it is flat, it has not risen. Also, I would say you can have it instantly, so that you can see hot melting chocolate inside it when cutting it. And since I have to wait for another 1 hour or 2 hours, so I don't think so that I will get to see that. Honestly, I loved it, and if you have a good amount of batter, definitely it's gonna be superb. This is the other side of the cake. So I'm really happy with the results, even if I had less quantity of batter, and I hope it tastes good. So guys, it's feedback time since we have already eaten it and my husband loved it, I loved it. We both were able to feel the taste of dairy milk. Specifically, it was a fruit and nut dairy milk, so nuts and raisins, everything. It was superb. So we loved it. So what about you? Did you try?